Hi, this is Moses and welcome to Website Vanilla. Today I'm going to show you how to style an HTML form. So it's just a simple exercise. So come along. I'm going to open my code editor, WebStorm. Again, my favorite code editor from JetBrains. Try it out. I believe they have a 1-month free trial you can use. Alright. So I'm going to make a new project and I'm going to name my project as HTML form, create. Alright, so let me make my very first document, just an HTML file. I'm going to name this index. Automatically WebStorm populates, you see all these boilerplates, automatically it populates that for me. And then I'm just going to name this HTML form. Alright, so this is just going to be a very simple exercise. And on my right here I can open a browser. Let me open a browser window using Firefox. It's opening up. Alright, so on my right I have my browser HTML form. You can see in my left here, let me start to create. So how do we create an HTML form? We use a form element. So I'm just gonna say form. I'm gonna hit tab. It's gonna finish that for me. Action, we're not going to use this. I'm just gonna put a hashtag there, and then I'm gonna put a class name. I'm gonna say class form. Alright, we're just gonna have 3 items on our form. We're gonna have name, we're gonna have email, and a place for message. So the first one is gonna be for the name. So I'm gonna first have my label, then this is gonna be my label for the name, and then I'm gonna say full name, and then I'm gonna have my input text, and then I'm gonna have my ID name. ID name matches the 4, so when you click the full name, automatically it activates the input. You will see that once we view it on the browser. And then another thing I want is a placeholder. This is gonna be full name. Alright, let's see how that looks. Alright, you see full name, it says full name here. So the 4 and ID, when I just click on the full name, it automatically activates this. You see, if I just click on the label, it activates. You see the blue outline. Alright. Another thing I want to do when I create my forms, label and input, let's group these together. So I'm just gonna say this is a form group, and then I'm gonna put my two elements here. Alright, I'm gonna make another group. This one will be for email. So first label for email. Alright, email address. Input, I want this to be an email. I want ID to be email. And then placeholder, email address. Let's see how that looks. Alright, number 3, form group. Form group. So whenever you see me typing like that and I hit tab on my keyboard and it finishes that for me, that is a plugin. It's a plugin called Emmet. It is available on most code editors. WebStorm automatically comes with it. The plugin name is called Emit. All right, let me put a label again. This is label for message. Right, just gonna type here message. All right, and then now here for message, I'm not gonna use an input. I'm gonna use a text area, because a text area is a bigger area where you can type a message. So text area, I'm not gonna need a name, so I'm just gonna remove that. ID, message. I'm just gonna remove these columns and rows. I don't need them for now. I'm just gonna remove them. All right, let's see how it looks. Cool. You see you have full name, email, and message. Now it looks pretty ugly right now. Let's add one more element before I start styling this. So another one I'm going to put in a form group. And then this is going to be a button. So I'm just going to name it button, and the class name is going to be submit button. All right, the name of this is submit. Let's see how it looks. All right, you have a submit button there. All right, so now the form is already done. Actually, you can put this form on your website, but it looks pretty ugly. Let's style this now. All right, now the first thing before I start styling, I want to put this form inside a section. It's better to put some of your elements inside the bigger section. So I'm going to put all of this form here. I'm going to put all of this inside a section, and this I'm going to put a section dot section form. All right, and then I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to cut it and put it inside there. Okay, so we have our section form, so that you can have other sections on top or below this form if you're gonna finish building your website. All right, to start styling, we need a style sheet. So I'm going to add inside the head element here, I'm going to add a style sheet. And by that, I'm just gonna type link. And then this is gonna be style.css. So this is the file I've created. I've not created yet, but I've just say reference to this style.css. Now WebStorm has this cool feature. If I just hover over here, it will tell me that this file is not around. Do you want to create the file? I can just click here. It automatically create that file for me. It's a cool feature that WebStorm has. All right, and then I can right click this. Another cool feature, I can move to the right. So now I can expand this and expand this. So I have my styles on the right here. I have my browser, so I can see all of this. All right, and also let's say soft wrap. Okay, perfect. All right, cool. So let me start styling. So the first thing I'm gonna style is my section, and then the form. So let's style the section first. So I want the whole of this section, section form. I want the whole of this section to have a specific color. So let's see. I'm gonna say background, and already I picked a specific color. This color is, I believe it's A61E4D. It's some form of pink. All right, so that's gonna be my background. Let's see how that looks. You see, all my background is that pinkish color. Now I don't want this background only to be on top here. I want to cover the whole area. Now how do I do that? I'm just gonna say the height of this should be 100 viewport height. Let's see, it cover the whole area. All right, that's good. But you see this white on the left here and on top, this automatically come with the browser. Now I'm going to reset this. There is a video of how to use a custom CSS reset, so I'm going to link it in the video if you want to know how to reset elements on your HTML files. so let me reset this by removing these white margins or paddings. I'm just gonna say padding 0, let's see, then margin 0. All right, and then the last thing I want to see, box sizing, border box. This is how almost everybody resets their elements. There is a video explaining about all of this. All right, so after doing those resets, you can see my form is still not looking good. So let's start styling it. So my form has a class called form. All right, I'm gonna say form. All right, the first thing I want to set the width of the form, and then I want to set the background. All right, so the width, I want my form to have the width of 506 pixels. Let me set a background of this now. I've also chosen a specific color. Let's see what the hex code for that. It's FFF0F6. All right, as you can see there, it's just a lighter version of this pinkish color. All right, so that's my form. Now it's at the very top corner. I want this form to be right in the middle here. So how do I do that? It's easy. We're gonna use flexbox. So I'm gonna say on my section form, display this container as flex. It has extended all the form. It has stretched it out. Now I want to justify content, center. You'll see it will move to the center. And then I want another property called align items. Now you see it has been stretched. I want align items to be center, and then it will be centered. All right, it's right there at the center. All right, so I can continue styling on my form. Let's add the body element. All right, body. Now body, I've chosen a specific font. Just want my font family of Georgia, because automatically our HTML come with, I believe that is Times New Roman. So I want to shift it to Georgia, and as a follow-up, just use any other serif font. Right? All right, cool. That's good. Okay, the form has changed a bit. Cool. What else do I want on my body? I want the font size of 18 pixels, just slightly bigger. Perfect. All right, let me continue to style my form. You see the inputs, all these labels, they are right at the corner. I don't want that. Let me the form to be a bit spacious, so I can say padding, maybe 24 pixels, top and bottom, and then 48 pixels, left and right. Okay, so there is one more element I want to add to my form. You see these sharp corners, I want to have a border radius. Let's say 8 pixels. Okay, cool. So as far as the form, outside form is concerned, I think those styles will be enough for now. Let's move to the inside elements now. We have our form group, and then we have our label and input. So a form group like this one, the first one has a full name and an input. All right, so let's start styling those. All right, the first thing I want to have on my form group, I want them to have a bit of space, and before even space, I want them to display as flex, so that I have they both line well, the labels and the inputs. So I can say display flex. All right, you see they're a bit tight and just next to each other. And then I can go to the input and the label. I'll start with the label first. I want my label to have a flex beziers. This is like width. A flex beziers of 30%. Okay. And then I want my input to take the rest of the space. So input, now not only input, I also have text area here. Here I have input, but the last one is text area. So my input and text area. Actually, this is not a class name, so I need to remove this dot. All right, let's see. Okay, perfect. Now you can see it's 30%. I want now this to cover the rest of the area. And how do you do that? I can just say the shortcut for that is just flex 1. And this covers the rest of the area. All right. I would have just used, for example, 70%, so it finishes that. If I can say flex beziers 70%, believe it should be the same. You see? Yeah, but also flex 1, you just say cover the rest of the area that is not covered with this 30%. So you get decide which one to use there. All right, maybe that's fine. I can leave it like that. All right. So it's starting to appear good slowly. Now let's put space between one form group and another. And how do you do that? We can just put margin bottom. Let's say margin bottom 24 pixel. Let's see how that looks. Okay, starting to appear good. All right, that's good. So let's keep on working. We want this submit button to be all the way to the right. And how we can do that? We can just go to submit button. And then there is a, because this now is a flex item. You see form group here. Display flex is this the flex container, and button is a flex item. To turn it all the way to the right, we can use a property called margin left and set it to auto. So it will move all this element all the way to the right. Let's try that. You see? All right, perfect. We'll put on more styles there. So our inputs, let's put some other styles there. We want the font to be different, and we want it to have another border apart from that one, and also we want it to put a border radius to it. So let's start with those. So first, border, I want to be a border of 1 pixel, solid, and then I want it to have the border just like the background color. Where's my background? Like this one. Cool, let's see how that looks. Okay, see it has changed. All right, the next thing I want to change, I want to increase the padding. You see the full name here, you see that placeholder is right on the edge. Let me increase the padding. And before that, you see message does not have a placeholder. So let's go to our text area here and put a placeholder and say your message here. All right, if I come back here, see your message here. All right, that's looks good. Okay, now let me increase the padding of these placeholders so that they just don't stay right on the border of these inputs and text area elements. All right, the padding for that, I say padding maybe 8 pixels, top and bottom, and 16 pixels, left and right. See, all right, looks a bit cleaner. That's good. Now, if you kind of see this, you will see the font family here is kind of different from this one here. Like you can see, this is a serif font, while this is kind of a sans serif font. So we want all of them to be the same. Now, the input elements don't inherit the font family you set on the body. You see here, it was Georgia. Now, I want this input to have the same, and it's easy. Just go to input and text area. We want them to You can just say font. Now instead of saying font family or font size or font weight, I can just say font, and that's a shortcut for all those properties, and just say inherit. So it's gonna take the font size and the font family and the rest of the font styling. Okay, if I come back here, you see it's bigger and it has matched the font family we set. All right, looking good. What else? We also want it to have a border radius. Instead of putting it the same 8 pixels at the form itself on the outside on the container, I'm just gonna say this should be just 4 pixels. Let's see. Okay, that's looking good. Now there is one thing that's kind of annoying with these forms. You see, it's this focus blue. See that blue outline? So you might not like that. I also don't necessarily like this. It does not match maybe with the design. So let me come here and put, this is called input, and then it's called focus. We're gonna put that on the text area too. So text area, focus, and then we're gonna say outline, none. So when I come here now, you see the outline is not there, but that outline is normally used for accessibility, so you should not remove it and just leave it like that. People who are using keyboards will not be able to see where they're moving, so it's for that specific purpose, for web accessibility. So to make our website accessible, you can just change now that to put like a distinct outline. Maybe we can just say we want our background now, when somebody click there, our background will change. So I'm gonna use another color, the color of my form, this one. So the outline now should have a background of this one. Okay, so if I come here now, if I click, see now, at least it shows the distinction between the element that is clicked and the one that is not. All right, cool. So our form is getting better. What about the submit form now? Let's change that. Okay, I want to remove I want to change the color. I want it to have the same font as this one. So let's start styling that. All right. So first, font, I want it to inherit, just like we did to the input and text area. See, the font has now changed. Another property I want to change the padding. Okay. Padding, let's say 10 pixels, top and bottom, and 20 pixels left and right. Okay, I think that's good. And then let's change the background. I want it to have the same background as this one, the pinkish color. Let's see. Good. And also it's kinda, I'm gonna remove the border. It has a border there. I'm just gonna say border, none. So we don't have any border. Is it removed? Okay. What else do I want to change? I want the color of that. I want the color to change to be white. Just FFF. Why does it not change? Something is kind of wrong here. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool. I just needed to refresh. I think it was not working right. All right. What else do I need to change? I want the submit button to have the same border radius as my inputs. You can just say border radius, 4 pixels. All right, my form is looking pretty good. There might be one or a few more changes to make. Right now, for example, the submit button, when you point at it, it has got the same cursor. We want to change that to a different one when we hover. So I can say my submit button, when you hover over it, I want my cursor to be pointer. Let's see, let's refresh. All right, now the cursor is pointer. Cool. So let me expand this and see if we've missed anything. So right now that form have been styled. I mean, it's completely different from when we started. If I can just disable this, you'll see how it looked at the very beginning. For refresh, you see it was from that to this. Let me refresh. All right, cool. So that's how you style HTML form. All right.